It was cool for about 25 minutes. Oh, right, you're in a warm area. That would do it. Oh, winter lasts about 7 days. So I was writing a post that'll go up later today on the Inuit in Canada's north, and one of their northern cities, which is in the Arctic Circle, gets 40 below weather in the wintertime, and it gets all the way up to 5 degrees Fahrenheit in the summertime. Okay, good morning, everyone. This is Shadows Pub and Pimp Your Post Thursday morning session from the Ramble. One of your friends spent years in Alaska as a pilot. Yeah, so he'd know those temperatures, depending on the part of the province he was in. All right, Axeman is going to lead us off this morning. The giveaway is running, so don't forget to click on the emoji. Well, do one, and then I'll put you back on the list, Axeman. Car cooling system broke down, but he could drive to work before it overheated. They are connected by idea. Okay, fair enough. So put the one in, and then we'll deal with that one, and then put the next one in. Okay, that one's yours. You got to write up for it. So, Axeman has posted on contest giveaways being canceled. He says he's quite fed up, did not see a reason to do these anymore, and it's a personal decision, but so part of the problem is that Axeman's been running these contests and giveaways, hasn't been getting a whole lot of support. And I think we see that with some other projects that have been running as well. And the second post is an analysis of the situation. Yes, I have this in my reading queue, but I haven't read it as yet. So James says, how can I tell if I'm entered in giveaway? I thought I clicked 2, but the count is off. Okay, I think I can find out.
He is entered in both of them.
Yeah. Thanks for checking that, kitty girl.
Thank you.
So Axman says we can see clearly how curation and vote number dropped and continues to drop, leaving a lot of dead accounts, especially in the redfish sector. You know, and it's funny because Nomad Soul put a post out yesterday and everything's rosy. I guess it depends where you're looking. But it is frustrating when holy shit, you want me to rant about the new model army / Steam. I suspect that the truth, um, like anything else, some people will get some success, and some people just. I think the only good thing that I can say is that there is some large votes that are making the effort to reward more posts. They're just not getting all of them, or at least enough of them that are doing well. I really don't understand is the idea of rewarding curve. Why is it still enforced as everybody tries to vote first and get more rewards? Oh, you mean that 5 minute voting time? Voting on comments. Who votes first gets more of total rewards. Yeah, they do, Axeman, but there actually is a penalty in that first, what is it, 2 minutes? Where the vote actually ends up going to the back to the reward pool.
Well, I thought they get more rewards if bigger accounts come in behind you and upvote a post and knock the value of the post up high, then you get a lot of rewards by voting first. But if they don't come in and vote it, then it's almost like you've wasted a vote in a way.
Well, the other part becomes too that where the whales come in fast, you haven't got a chance to get in ahead of them. Very true. Their votes are larger. So if the whales made a practice of not coming in until an hour or so later, they would still pick up their rewards and they would actually boost what everybody else is getting. Okay, James, hurry back. Yeah, they've cleaned trending up as far as the bid bots go, but there's still not very much variety on there. It's still basically Steam posts and announcements and projects and that sort of thing. I don't know how they're going to resolve that. I suppose they'll continue on tinkering. I know there's some now that are talking about doing away with Steam as a token. Uh, I think that would be rather insane, particularly until the SMTs get well established. Why do you think they will improve this? Destruction. It will be the destruction. Absolutely. Going to be interesting times. Is that what that is all about? Hmm. But you're still going to continue doing other posts, though, aren't you, Axeman? Like your photography posts. Good. We need you around when the crypto's prices finally move up. I hear you on that one. All right. Thanks, Axeman. And Simply Mike, you're up. Okay. Simply Mike is also presenting by text and says something completely different. Well, my Steam It Community Garden Journal Challenge for this month is up. 19th edition already, can hardly believe it. This contest encourages people to share their monthly indoor garden / balcony updates and create their own garden journal. Always a great collection of gardens from all around the world. Nice variation of new participants and returning participants each month. Very nice. And Richard says that he used to run contests and after a while got a small core, that's it. And he killed his aloe vera. That was a totally related announcement. Why did you kill it? Oh, Simply Mike says she can't keep them alive either. I don't make any effort to grow any plants, so I don't have any to kill. Richard says they built an effing great condo that blocks the sun. Well, yeah, that would do it. Plants kind of need that sun. Well, this is a good segue to Zeke, who does some pretty decent garden growing. There's the chuckle. Weeb says he can't get grass to grow unless it's in a flower bed.
Does that mean I'm
You're up.
right? There we go. My thoughtful Westfielden daily post. But before I do that, it's simply Mike that inspired me to actually post about gardening. Seeing all of the fantastic gardens that people are growing across the world and delving into that myself, it was just such a fantastic community, and I got so much support, and it just blew me away. Um, Another one of the great positive communities on Steam. And the what is it? Garden. It was a confusing long ass tag that I don't have on the top of my mind, but the Garden Journal 2019 or something to that effect is something amazing to check out. Simply Mike does an amazing job.
What was your long ass tag there, Simply Mike? Did Zeke get it?
2019 Garden Journal. See how long it's taken to type.
Garden Journal. You had a Garden Journal 2019. She
I
thinks.
think, yeah, see, there we go. See, come from the marketing side of things. You got to do some branding for you. Simply. I'm just joking. Anyway, fantastic contests, and I loved just unplugging from my computer and going out with my camera and taking pictures and putting some attention on the garden, and then getting some love back on Steam because yeah. So for my thoughtful daily post, I want to tag it a thoughtful weekly post because I could be preachy every single day and lose a whole bunch of followers. So I do it once a week, and mainly because of the amazing attention here that we get from you, Shadows Pub, and the fantastic shade. But I saw an image of a neat little piece of art that somebody put together, stitching a nice message onto a piece of cloth and then framing it. And I thought, like I read it really nicely. I said, yeah, this is kind of cool. But then I thought, oh my god, every single one of these little things is a stitch, and so somebody really put some labor into not personifying, but making physical this message, and then displaying it so that people could see it over and over again. I thought that's kind of cool. I could see my little girl doing that. But the message was a good one, obviously, to be able to just keep an eye out for the underdog, to support the people who are maybe going through a tough time or being ignored, or falling behind, or that type of thing. Everybody's got their worth, and to be to actively be looking to pick up the small people to support each other, I think is what community really should be about. And it's a noble effort to have it programmed into yourself to look out for the underdogs and to help them out, and to if you are an underdog yourself, to be able to build yourself up by helping other folks, I think is a powerful thing.
It is, very definitely. I'm thinking, I wonder if Kitty Girl has this as her motto.
Oh yeah.
She isn't saying. She seems to live it though, doesn't she?
Yeah, just so active.
I'm sorry.
What's that, Kitty Girl?
I got distracted by DM. I didn't catch what was said just now.
Zeke was talking about this, that he's just dropped the image into the channel there.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's good. I like
Kind of thought that it matched you. It matches some other people too. Very nice, Zeke. It's always good to notice those things and reflect on what they mean. Because you're right, somebody did spend a lot of time stitching that, and they wouldn't have done it if it didn't mean something to them.
Yeah, it meant something to them, but then to be able to duplicate that message over and over for everybody that sticks their eyes on it. And then for me, I would have looked and went, oh yeah, that's kind of cool, and then forgotten about it. But when you write notes and you commit it to memory, it kind of changes your brain a little bit, and that would have never happened if it wasn't for Steam and a nice outlet to be able to share this with.
Very true. We'll have to use that as a marketing note. Thank you, Zeke. And Rhonda, you're up. Rhonda's last on the list, just so people know here, and they're waiting with the post to share.
I'm starting to write now about some of the things that were going on in Appalachia when I lived there that I didn't ever write about. I mean, people saw the social media dramas and all of that, but there's a lot going on behind the scenes, and I'm starting to kind of name names now and get down, and say what I was afraid to say there. So this post is about that, but the the thing is that I like the comment that Zeke just made about when something will change your brain. When a thing gets your attention, and I can tell that getting out of that place and getting back in touch with the real world and with real communities has changed me and changed my thinking for the better. So, it's there's a lot to that, and how our bodies physically respond to the input. Whether it be something that we read or something that we see or whatever we do to that. And also, since there's nobody in line just yet on that, um, I am very intrigued by the comment a while ago about who's doing away with this, who's wanting to do away with the Steam token. What's that? What's happening?
There's been some discussion about making the Steam token. Actually, it was more about doing away with the reward pool, so that these other tokens, especially when SMTs come in, the other tokens is where you earn your post rewards.
Who's behind that? Who's advocating?
There seems to be several of the whales that are talking about it. Well, it's not just whales, there's some of the others, but I'm pretty sure some of the others have just picked up and rolled with it because, some of the whales have talked about it.
That's Yeah, Richard. That's pretty much sums it up. It why would you? Never mind. This is not the place to have that kind of discussion. But I'm just uh, I'm just stunned that anybody would even think that would be a good idea.
Very good point from Richard. They're also self-interested for their business. So,
Richard, I would like to know more. Can you DM me?
so Kevin Wong put out a post last week, maybe the week before, and advocating is he the upvotes and downvotes to be anonymous, that you won't see who's doing them, and supposedly it's supposed to be for the health of the platform. Personally, I think what it is people that are doing downvotes don't like the fact that some people fight back. But I actually think that it would make uh, malicious downvoting worse. Exactly. We have an open source platform. And I think that if they hid them on the front end, which is what they would be doing, they'd be hiding them on the front end. As far as I'm concerned, that'll just make the malicious downvoting worse. And
Yeah, I get. I mean, yeah. I mean, it has to be because it certainly isn't.
Richard says the Steemians fell for EIP in spite of his warnings, and they will swallow anything. I think the biggest part of the problem, Richard, is that it didn't really matter what most of us thought. The witnesses were going to do what the witnesses wanted to do, and then tell us how we were silly not to agree. They know full well that they can hold their position as witnesses because they don't get mass unvoted, and it takes mass unvoting to do it when people like Freedom and Pumpkin can just put them in place with one vote.
That's what I was gonna say. To unvote the top 20, you can't. It's not.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what gets talked about at Steamfest. It'd be nice to pick up some of the streams. Richard will be there. Will you be taking along a text machine or will you actually be speaking? He's typing something. Don't know if want to speak. He will harangue. Well, you do need to use your outside voice for haranguing, unless you figured out how to do it with sign language.
We were really looking forward to going to Steamfest. Michelle and I both were. And as the time got near and we kind of saw what was happening with Steam, we decided not to go because it's clear that nobody's interested in our project, which doesn't matter because we don't need anybody to be interested in it. But it's so much self-interest. It's just like you said, Shadows. It's all self-interest, and nothing's going to survive short, if it doesn't fall into that self-interest pool. And we can use the blockchain as a tool, which is what we're doing with Steamhouse. But I'm really glad we didn't depend on Steam itself or the community or the leaders to make it or break it. And I'm also glad that it's portable, that we can take our toys and go to some other blockchain if this one fails. So
Well,
I don't know. It's just strange. But we're not going to Steamfest because we don't think there's anything there for us.
I think one of the big part of the problems is that people continue to look at the price of Steam and think that it's all being decided internally when it's actually a reflection of what's going on the markets, and Bitcoin's driving a lot of that. So our ability to influence the price of Steam is pretty minimal.
Yeah.
You know, unless something happened that suddenly Steam was, practically on everybody's lips and people were just clamoring to buy in, it's not going to move up much until Bitcoin moves up more. Exactly. The price of Steam does not affect the economy of Steam very much. So what we're doing is with the economy, if it becomes more investor oriented, well, not investor oriented, but investors become more interested in it, the demand will go up. But at this point, that's not happening.
No, it isn't, and I can think of 1,000 reasons why.
Well, it's also not happening on a lot of the other blockchains either. I've been looking at some figures that even the volume of trades that's going on are getting quite a bit lower than normal. Richard says calculate your rewards in Steam. They haven't changed in 10 months. They have changed since Hard Fork 21, but before it was stable. I think people were expecting that there was going to be some kind of a magic line that the EIP would come in and people would look at it and go, ah, look at that. It's a whole new platform. Go and buy a whole bunch of Steam. And people are buying Steam, but it's because the price is low. I don't know if it was so much a fraud as much as it was an effort to try to move the dial. Whether it's successful or not is another question. Time's gonna be interesting. Has anybody else got a post they want to share? Or are we just gonna kind of hang out now?
Well, I saw James dropped an icon
Oh,
after Rhonda did, and I'm going to drop the link for him that he's going to do.
okay. Go ahead, James.
Britt, wait a minute. Britt, if you're going to do that one, go ahead and do it.
Okay, what is good to talk? Will it be James or will it be Brett?
Well, both of you can talk. You can each give your viewpoint.
This is true.
I'm thinking that she wrote this post up about an hour and a half.
Uh, you're cutting out a little bit there now. Maybe you need to just hold the button down.
Maybe that's maybe a strange way to look at it, but that's the way I feel.
Okay, I caught people are in it for the money, and then you kind of cut out, and then you came back in. Was there something you said in between there?
Yeah.
Are you holding the button down, or are you just cutting out?
I'm holding the button.
Okay, try that again. Just the part after they're in it for they may be just in it for the money.
Well, if people are here for the money, I don't know because I'm not here for the money. But if they are here for the money, then CMIT isn't the right platform at the moment. There are too many things that are not really ironed out, I think, and the price being so low doesn't help.
I think part of the problem is that there's nothing wrong with people being in it for the money, but they need to realize that it's not money that they're going to get right now or in the near future. They need to treat it like an investment. They're building an investment when they're posting and they're receiving rewards. So they then need to, instead of trying to withdraw it and make a living off of it, they need to be building up their steam power.
Yeah, true. But I know that the people that are here for the money and living off of Steam are doing their utmost every day, blogging more times a day, and can get some uh, money off of it. Only if you are in for the big numbers, then I think they are not at the right place in the right time. Not
See,
maybe.
the way I look at it right now is when the price of steam was up, I did take some profit, and in fact, I got a iPad sitting here that was paid for by Steam. But with the price so low, I don't take anything because it's not profit.
True. So that's why we see back to Steam.
And what we are going to see is when the price goes up, everybody and their brother's going to come bailing into Steam and think it's just the greatest thing since sliced bread. So
Yeah.
now is the opportunity to actually make some steam.
Well, when you are only here when times are good, then yeah. Well, I'm here always. Like many of our friends here in this Discord, in our Discord, but the newbies have a difficult time. So that's why I thought we, as a staff, thought, well, let's promote Steam Terminal again and try to get the base of the people who are here now bigger for the future. We need people to come in. The newbies need to be pampered and need to be helped so that they will stay. Even though, if you begin at the Steam price of 14 cents, well, then you're promising for the future, I think.
Yeah, it's a mindset more than anything else.
Yeah, true.
And it's hard to get people into that mindset. So I was kind of half watching here in chat. So define, they went after Steam Basic Income yesterday?
Oh, yes, they did. En masse, hardcore. I mean, $18 downvotes from like Up Me Whale and BD Voter and all these guys who ran bidbots and all of a sudden have jumped on the new Steam bandwagon and justify removing everyone's rewards because they think they're upvoting everyone else.
That's a little ridiculous.
It's a whole lot ridiculous.
See, I saw a post last week by a Bitcoin skeptic slamming SBI and TipU for being subscription services, and basically saying that they're no different than being bidbots. It looks as though she's got herself some backing. They do. They upvote each other.
I mean, what's the currency on Steam it though? It's upvotes.
Yeah.
How are you gonna do any business or create new projects or do anything? I mean, they're just gonna kill everything except for blogging. That's not what Steam is.
She was complaining about Steam Basic Income upvoting on comments. Now, my experience has been the only time that Steam Basic Income upvotes on comments is if I don't have any current posts. If my posting drops off,
for a week.
yeah, and then my comments will start getting upvoted, and the minute I post, the comment votes stop.
Yeah, that's right.
So I couldn't see her complain about that, and I really couldn't see her complain about Steam Basic Income at all, because if, I'm giving to other people when I build Steam Basic Income. Everybody's doing that. You don't buy Steam Basic Income directly. You have to give to other people in order to be able to get some.
And the amount of value that they're bringing to the blockchain in terms of retention and keeping news posts from turning to dust, I mean, that has huge value regardless of people thinking that they're vote farming or whatever.
And it's more of an investment than anything else. I know Joseph has worked hard to make sure that concept doesn't get too entrenched because he doesn't want problems with the SEC. That's why it's called units and not shares. Yeah, like who's next?
Or, the next new Steam when the whales decide to switch on their whim and start destroying. I think the next step for them is they're going to start monitoring everybody's voting behavior and then judging whether or not we had time to judge the quality of the post.
Well, in order for them to do that, they won't be judging any posts. They'll be too busy watching other people. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense at all. SBI has huge stake, takes a lot from reward pool spreading to minnows, so why whales have to leave with it. So one of the other complaints that she had was that it allowed people that are on the blacklist. To the best of my knowledge, they don't put people on the Steam Basic Income that are on the blacklist.
No way, of course not.
I really got the impression as I read, yeah, SBI follows two blacklists. I really got the impression as I read through her post that she kind of had a little bit of information and then was arguing beyond there.
But what I really don't understand is...
Oh, you cut off.
Oh, it frustrates me, the hypocrisy. They say SBI is using the reward pool, but then they've got, you know, a million SP that they go around and vote their friends with.
So the main point of attack now is overvalued daily posts of SBI. But generally the problem is more global when it starts to talk about they upvote any post, auto upvote any post. Yeah, hypocrisy
But
is
it's
the
okay
number
for
one
the
character.
whales to join auto downvote trails. Like they're doing a service.
Yeah, those downvote trails I'm not too impressed with at all. Hypocrisy, trail good, auto votes bad. Yeah, somebody loves flowers, they'll upvote them. So it's going to be interesting to see if what Joseph does in response. There's a certain amount of irony here because he was one of the big supporters of EIP.
And they're demanding that all curation be manual curation. But he's got thousands of members. That's not possible.
Um, these guys are doing all manual curation. They're actually visiting the post and reading it before they upvote it. I don't think so. And how come at least one of those has already come out with a vote trail? Exactly. It's almost like they got past all their other targets and they're wanting to downvote so much they're looking for new ones.
You got it. They killed the bid bots, and now they're on to the next thing.
He can't just stop the system. They did. They owned them.
But can you imagine how many small accounts will leave if SBI just gives up? I mean, they're little posts that hardly get noticed. They get their 2 cent upvote, and so they get paid out. But if that goes, what's going to keep them here?
It will make an impact. There'll be no two ways about it. I haven't actually been doing any onboarding, Richard. I've kind of wanted to see things a little bit more stable. These guys have got themselves convinced that this will make for more people. Personally, I think that SBI is a item of attraction for the platform. It's one of the reasons that I started utilizing it is if, I give SBI out, it's an ongoing vote, where if I just give Steam out, it's there and it's gone. Hi, Rolly. That's really odd. Kitty girl, can you give him a hand and see what's wrong with his sound?
Sure, we'll look at.
Thank you, kitty girl. It's not like it's just free income. You do have to post to get it. And you do have to have given to somebody else in order to get some. It's more sharing than anything else. What was the general consensus in there, Axeman? Yeah, you're right on that, Mike. Explain as much as you want, but if people don't want to listen, it's of no use. There was no consensus. So, what is their justification to fine? Yeah, that's about it. How are they defining vote farming? Voting regardless of quality.
We've had several posts that have come through the Hey Have You Met project on that they were having issues with this vote farming stuff. Guilty parties and steam cleaners were working on that. Apparently, there's a whole bunch of major sized rings that is involved in this, and I don't even know how to really define what vote farming is yet.
Well, I understand, what you're talking about there, James. There are people, and to some extent, that Camille Steamer is kind of an example of it. They develop rings of accounts, and then they're playing games in behind the scenes. They're trying to. But I really think that SBI is a totally different kettle of fish.
Oh yeah, you know what? I'm gonna call on Wes because he had a talk with that guy last night, yesterday after.
Is Wes with us?
Not
And delegations removed, but you know that that'll just trigger new ones. Yeah, 10 a day doesn't surprise me in the least. So, James, got the accounts
hello.
blacklisted. At least 10 a day, new ones. Yeah, they're coming in like crazy. I know I've been getting hit with a few of them this week, but then I just started reposting this week. James, have you got a post that you wanted to post?
Yes, 1 second.
Rolly's heading underground. Does make me wonder whether, we're supposed to be decentralized, and yet it seems to be that there is a central group that is deciding everything.
Some of us have been saying
Putting the
That sounds
central
like the
back.
government to me.
Exactly.
Okay, so that post that I put up there is that's not much of an opening image, but this lady is incredible. She is walking all the way from Kiev in Ukraine or Russia, wherever it's at, all the way to Wales, I believe it is. Britain had made a comment on it, and it is when she says walking, there is no misconception. She means the word walking.
So I've got to
There
ask
we
you.
go.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, because you'd given us her profile instead of her actual post.
Oops. Well, I got in a hurry and I kind of been distracted a little bit here.
Kitty Girl is the commander in chief of our military, not the prime minister.
Oh, well, we've got a reality show star.
Well, that's one thing you could call him. I probably should close out this part, and we'll do after chat. So you've been listening to Shadow's Pub host, Pimp Your Post Thursday, morning edition from the Ramble. Until next time, it's all about community. Yep. Bye, Wilma.